and in my view should have been during his presidency our saviour, was AIDS, and he wasn't. He, more than anyone else, could, through his enormous stature, almost godlike stature amongst young people in Africa, have reached into the minds and behaviours of young people in the townships. He didn't do it. The AIDS issue was the silent issue while the epidemic burgeoned.
Seeing all these young people right here behind us.
Mandela admits that as talking about sex was taboo, he didn't campaign on AIDS during the election for fear of losing votes, nor was it a priority when he was in office.
Your critics say that when you were president, you didn't campaign hard enough on AIDS. It's only when you retired that you took it up. Is that true?
That might be true, because as president, you have got many duties. I had to concern myself with nation building.
Could you have saved many more lives if you had concentrated on it as president?
It's no use crying over spilled milk. I had no time.
The fact that he's doing it now, that he has made such dramatic interventions on AIDS, does make the point that if he'd done it then, we might not have had the extent of the crisis that we do have now.
Well, that was a very nice event today, that AIDS event. Those kids were impressive.
Oh, yes.
Didn't you think?
Yes, absolutely.
Very impressive young people. I do some AIDS work in Rwanda and Mozambique. And then I come down to see Mandela and get my instructions to see what I'm supposed to do next.
Is that what it's about?
Yeah.
The two ex-presidents are consummate fundraisers and proud of their technique.
So I then flew to Cairo, President Hosni Mubarak, and I said, I want 5 million from you. And he says, no, our parliament is meeting next month, and we'll then decide what to do. I said, no, let your parliament meet next month, but just report to them what you have done for me. I want the money now. No, if you don't take it from the government on the spot, you'll never get it. 1, 2, 3.
On his 80th birthday in 1998, Mandela put an end to the lonely years that followed his divorce from Winnie. He married Graça Machel, widow of Samora Machel, the president of Mozambique, killed in a plane crash 12 years earlier.
The beginning of our closeness, if I can say, it was two people who had been very hurt by life. That sense of being lonely and trying to find answers for very deep sense of pain and loss. I think that's what sparkled our connection. You are the baby today.
She is a wonderful lady, and I felt that life together with her would be bliss for both of us. Marin, take off your shoes and your skirt and go and jump there with her.
Between them, Mandela and Graça have 45 grandchildren and great-grandchildren. He says she's taught him how to relate to them.
Madiba had very little of family life before. He was married, he had children, but because of his obligations, he never had time to have a normal family life. It was that possibility again of him regaining a family and the space where you take away all your defenses and you are just a human being.
Many people describe it as a romantic love story, the perfect ending to the story. Is that the right way to see it?
No, I don't know about that. And you can ask her that.
What do you think?
Well, I'll leave everything to her.
I thought it was the end. I never thought I could fall in love again. It would take somebody like Madiba to make me, to wake up and to live again and to believe that love is possible. And finally, to fall in love. That's it.
In 1999, after his 5-year term as president, Mandela kept his promise to step down. But that didn't mean bowing out.
Nelson Mandela meets the Lockerbie bomber in a Scottish jail.
Nelson Mandela, who threw a lifeline to Bill Clinton.
Former President Nelson Mandela has added his voice.
Scornfully described Mr. Blair as
Mr. Mandela told reporters that there should be an independent...
Now one of the most respected world leaders is having his say as well.
People like him don't retire. They don't sit still. He contributes to society because that is what he lives for.
It is a psychological persecution.
Nelson Mandela has become the most significant public figure worldwide to challenge you.
I think he enjoys the stage of the world. It also is beckoning because all sorts of people still want to see him, still want to touch him.
The White House has reacted with anger to comments by Nelson Mandela.
I think the United States has become drunk with power.
He can afford to be controversial and to say things people won't like.
We condemn that in the strongest terms.
Because he knows that he has this moral strength which keeps him true to himself and true to others.
And his comments sparked a firestorm of discussion on the nation's airwaves.
I'm now in my 85th year, and I must be satisfied with my life as it is.
Do you have regrets?
No.
Mandela often jokes about the day when he'll retire from his retirement, but it's still a long way off. There's no peace for a living legend.
You must not disturb my hair. I took an hour combing it.